the Transformers Earth Wars stream. Appreciate everyone tuning in. I've had a couple of technical difficulties starting the stream. I've been trying a few things out, as you know, over the last couple of weeks. It's not really working out. We're going to persevere. We're going to keep trying with it. But yeah, thanks for being patient. And yeah, thanks for coming over to the new link. So, what's today about? Oh, well, I'm sure you've seen by the thumbnail that today is all about HQ 17.5. And there is a lot of stuff to go through. A lot. Not just with the base upgrades, but also the other things coming to the game as well. So it's going to be a lengthy stream. I presume maybe an hour and a half. Might be a bit later than usual. But yeah, we've got to get through it all. Make sure all the information is out there for everyone, you know, so they can make their own mind up. Start sort of tactics on base design. And yeah, you can make your own mind up as well. So, everyone that's subscribed, really appreciate it. We're almost at 2,500 subs. So we just need a big push to get there. I'm about 180 subs off. So if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe, guys. Hit a like on the video. I appreciate everyone that does. We've also got a Discord server, which Righteous has put in the stream. So thank you for that. Come and join us. Got about 600 members in there. It's a great little community. Loads of information in there. Loads of videos. We update it with all the latest information from the VIP server. So if you're not a VIP, you can still get all the information. Don't worry. And yeah, it's a great little community. Like I said, you can sit in there and chat about Earth Wars and chat about anything else you want. Loads of relative sections. So yeah, it's a great little home if you want to talk about anything Transformers Earth Wars. So make sure you subscribe, guys. Make sure you hit a like on the video. And if you want to, come and join our Discord. Okay. So let's just get the chat up. So live chat, who we got? So we have Blastwave YouTube. Welcome. Seems like you're first into this stream. Anyway, what about the last one? We've got the Crusher 11. Welcome. We've got Grind Time. My brother, how's it going? If you've not checked out Grind Time's channel yet, go and check it out. Grind Time by name, Grind Time by nature. There's incredible amounts of grinding. Puts me to shame. We have Silverbolt, one of the mods, and Righteous 2. So welcome. We've got Leader 1, good friend of mine. Welcome to the stream. Joseph Torillo. We have Philip Martin. We have Bat Farmer. Anyone else? I have a little Warpath. Jason Rowley. And Eric Partin. Welcome, everyone. So, yes. So, we're going to be covering HQ 17.5 and everything that was in the newsletter. So, let's head to the newsletter first. We can go through the newsletter, go through everything in there, go through it in detail, and then we can really get into it and show all the defenses and what they do and my take on it and everything else. So, back in 1 second. So here we are with the newsletter. So this week's event is Long Way From Home. It's a pretty standard event, really, for recently. So we've got the War for Cybertron skin, a lot of Energon alloy, 100,000 spark. Then we've got 6,000 prems, prem shards, should say, not 6,000 prems. 6,000 prem shards. We've got 2,000 3-star shards and 800 4-star shards. So decent amount of shards there, and a decent amount of Energon alloy for the lower down players. And just want to say again that that Energon alloy was there thanks to the playtesters. The playtesters really fought for that. And I know there's a perception that playtesters only fight for the top guys. And honestly, when I finish with this stream, you'll really realize how untrue that is. So yeah, the playtesters fought for putting that in there. So a big shout out to the playtesters for looking out, for the lower game guys, and getting them some good resources. I think at a lower level, we really need some more resources in the game. Anyway, triple XP, 50,000 points max. So obviously that includes a total spark. So pretty easy event, up to 10k to get all the rewards, and then after 10k is the total spark crystals. So yeah. Okay, event. It's not bad. It's triple XP, so it's not great, but hey, total spark crystals have the normal things inside. Okay, so HQ 17.5. So this should be out tomorrow. It's nearly finalized. There might be a couple of things that may change that we're still talking about, and I will talk about those in the chat, and then we can also talk about how these might change over time. So before we start the newsletter, something they missed off, and something they even kept quiet to the playtesters, which was a massive shock in the stream. If you've not seen it yet, the official for our stream is that Scorponok and Fortress Maximus are coming to the game as Titans in raids. Super pleased about this. Anyone that knows that, that I've spoken to about the Transformers series, Headmasters is my favorite episode or favorite part of the series, whatever you want to call it. And I actually bought Mirage Jake, the Meteor, whatever it is, Fortress Maximus for Christmas. So on his birthday, I think I bought it for his birthday. I think, yeah, not Christmas, obviously, his birthday. So yeah, so he has got the Fortress Maximus, and yeah, it's super cool toy. It's super cool in the cartoon, and yeah, proper buzzing. Blastway is asking, why can't we play as Titans? I think that it's hard to get them in the game, basically because of their size. It'd be hard to, what do they do? Destroy a whole base? With the amount of power they've got. I get it's it's hard, and everyone would like to play with them, but I think there's a compromise of getting them at least in the game somehow. But super pleased that they're there. Super pleased. And in terms of 17.5, in terms of play testing, this has without a doubt been the hardest play test that I have participated in, and probably the most controversial. There's been extensive discussions about everything in this, and what we thought the game which direction we thought the game would go, and that doesn't even necessarily agree with the way that the apes thought it should go, or maybe other people thought it should go. But we had I won't say arguments, but we had a conversation for and against all the points, and we've come to some sort of compromise between us all, between us and the apes, and it was really extensive, guys, really extensive. So first off, we've got the multi-defense system, which has 3 settings, which is plasma cannon, laser gun, and minigun. So the plasma cannon fires plasma, dealing damage over time. So a bit like Incendiary. We've got the laser gun, which fires a beam. It says 5 targets, but it's 3. It was 5 originally, but when you threw minions at it, it basically just destroyed the minions in a few seconds. So we got that reduced to 3. So when you throw minions down, at least all the minions aren't getting eliminated at once. It will kill a few, but there's still 1 or 2 left over. It also punches through 30% of shield protection. So if a bot gives 30% shield protection, that will still do the same amount of damage. If a bot gives 50% damage reduction, it will only do 20 for the laser gun. So it knocks that percentage off. It will still do damage against the bots. It doesn't do 30% more damage, which what we thought by the wording. I think it's badly worded, but it goes through it. And Vincent's put, so the laser gun makes Trailer Breaker's shield meaningless. Yeah, it does, if you have a laser gun setting. And then you have the minigun, which fires a cone of bullets, piercing through your enemies, dealing damage, I'd say, piercing through your enemies' armor, causing them to receive 40% damage. So basically, the plasma cannon, we'll see it in a minute, is basically like a missile launcher, has great range. Laser gun cuts through protection. So the likes of bots such as tracks, things like that. And then the minigun is basically glass gas. But the plasma cannon is probably the weakest out of the three, but the plasma cannon has a lot bigger range. So we'll look at that again. Again, we try to balance it so you've got a choice. Do you want the extra range from the plasma cannon? Do you want instant damage from like the laser gun? Or do you want the minigun, which has less damage but causes glass gas? So you've got a choice there. Damage, long range, or glass gas. That's basically the choice you've got. Its HP is going to be 6,700 HP, and it won't be able to be destroyed from Silverbolt. It's an important point. It's going to be the same as like the Shield gen. And Silverbolt was a big focus about this playtesting, so you'll hear about him quite a bit in the playtesting. So yeah, you can build two multi-defense systems, and you can combine either one. So you don't have to have them both the same. You can have one as glass gas. You can have one as the laser beam, which does extra damage to protection bots. So you can have one of each. Then we have the Spider Mine. We've sort of balanced these on the ease of caution, and we can also upgrade these at any time. So come HQ 18, we can make these level 2 if we want. We can equip cores maybe. So there's different things we can do with these. So we've gone on the side of caution, and I think we have with a lot of these HQ 17.5 things. Now, we actually wanted Sharks to come out. I think Sharks would have been super, super cool having Sharkticons come out of a pit. But then we got in a discussion with Apes, and they made a good point that once you've got Gnaw Sharks and you've got Quintus, and then you've got Sharks coming out of a hole, it's hard to know which Sharks are yours, which Sharks aren't. It can get quite confusing, considering Gnaw is, for both sides as well. It doesn't look any different. So it can be quite, confusing to people to have Sharks everywhere on the map. So I do understand that, and I agree that Sharks would have been a lot better coming out the mines, but I also understand that it could be quite confusing. So we've set up for spiders, but Spider Mine's a bit confusing. Maybe a spider pit or something else I've said, but that may be getting renamed. You don't know. So you can build a maximum of 4 Spider Mines. Build bots will also have cores. So I suggest everyone getting these done quite quickly, because it only takes 3 days to upgrade these. So you can really upgrade your base really quickly in 3 days and be ready with half of the upgrades already. And then the Spider Mine takes 7 days, and the multi-defense system takes 18 days. So personally, I think I'm going to do the Spider Mines first, along with build bots. And then I think I'm going to do the MDS after that, maybe. I don't know yet. I don't know. Maybe do a bit of each. Who knows? But yeah, if you are looking to get into there quickly, don't forget it's only 3 days. Once you upgrade the build bots, it will get to 2,600 HP. So yes, you do have to upgrade the build bots to level 2. And then I presume at later levels we might have 3 and 4, and it's a good way to go because we could upgrade them as we go. And as bots get stronger and do more damage, we can up the HP of the build bots as well. So yeah, good. So then we've got Zone Heal Core, which restores a percentage of health to nearby buildings. So if you're used to the Prime League effects, then you'll be used to this. This is basically a area heal. We've got Lightning Rod, which protects nearby allies from EMP effect. So this does work against Saber and Lita. I think they're the 2 of the main bots that we could use this against. Now, it won't stop Saber or Elita or Silverbolt doing damage. They will still do the same damage. But once Silverbolt hits it, that defense will still be active until it destroys it. And then when you attack with Saber and Elita, it won't stun Saber and Elita. It won't. Yes, it does work against Chromia as well. It will stop Chromia as well. It will stop Bumblebee. It will stop Mirage. So yeah, basically anything EMP. Then we've got Force Field Destructor, which disables nearby enemy shields. So the likes of Trax and the likes of Trailbreaker. So yeah, it will. The area effect can be increased by upgrading the power core. That's the same with all of them. So the area effect will increase the more you upgrade it. Then we've got cores for the defenses. So we've got the autocannon power core, high velocity shells. So this is basically the same as what's in the raids. So the cannon that you see in the raids that shoots a bullet straight through everything, that is the same. And then we've got a universal building core, which is Death Pulse. So this is exactly the same as the Death Pulse on the bots, but this will be the Death Pulse on the HQ cores. So someone's saying, yes, we have a counter for Chromia. You do on base defense, but you don't on attack. This is different. There are ways to combat Chromia on attack. I won't get into it today, but there are ways to combat Chromia on attack, but these, don't forget, are for defense. So yes, you can combat Chromia on defense. Some balance changes. They've also increased the range of the anti-air lasers back to what they were at HQ17, which I am pleased about. I think that the nerf, along with Jets getting a kind of buff, was a bit too much. I think that, you know, Jets got a massive buff with flak and with top shot and, you know, combats in general. And I think that you know, nerfing the anti-air as well was a bit of a mistake. Just keeping them as they were, I think, will be relevant. We're doing a bit of testing with anti-air lasers. One anti-air laser will take about a quarter of the health off a jet. So if you do want to destroy a jet, you do need all 4 anti-airs in a tight area. So it is possible, extensive, but even if you put 2, which is more realistic, it will take half the health off a jet. We didn't want them to one-shot. We never did. It's not really fair. And we'll talk about that extensively later in the stream. But yeah, we didn't want them to one-shot. So yeah. Prime League effects. So Prime League will get a 30% increase from laser turrets and beam lasers. So the range is huge. And 100% attack speed from mortars, which basically means that they do double damage, basically, mortars, because they fire twice as quickly. So that's pretty cool. And then the hard mode effects, you've got 10% health increase, which we see as standard, really. 15% damage increase, which again is standard. Outpost spots have 25% more health and damage, which is what we've pretty much seen in the last effects. But now an extra 10% health increase for beam lasers and missile launchers. So I've asked Yanis, and he said that it should be pretty much 20-21%, depending on how the calculation works. So you're looking at about 6,000 HP for a beam laser and for a launcher. So that is going to be considerable for people that use jets. Next, there's loads. Shannon store. Omega Supreme Grapple and Overlord gun for the 4-star parts is 50,000 Shannons. Now, I've talked about this in the past about how much. I've talked about this with the bot shard about how much Space Ape value 4 stars, and I think it's overvalued. Hence why the character shard was so high. And I think they've done the same with the Mega Supreme. They've vastly overrated it. So, what's more value, a 4-star combiner or a 5-star bot? I'd say a 5-star bot all day. I can get a 4-star combiner, you know, I wouldn't say cheap, but you can get one over time with a bit of money, not too much, but you can. A 5-star bot takes a long time, a good year. So I don't think they're of comparison. I really don't. If it was the 5-star part, I would agree. I would agree on 50k Shannons for 5-star, maybe even more. I think the 5-star would be maybe 75k. I agree that the 5-star because there's no other 5-star combiner out there. I get that being expensive. I even understand that being a leaderboard reward. I understand the 5-star part for Omega Supreme being almost impossible to get. I get that. I really do. But the 4-star part, considering it was in a small event, a while back, 50k Shannons, okay, yes, you can get it free to play, but I'd have personally like to see it around 30k, unless they're starting to put more Shaniks in events. If they are putting more, they did say they're going to put more Shaniks in raids, but that doesn't help lower players. So if there's a lot more Shaniks going into the game, then I understand, and I can see Crushers put it would take 50 weeks. It all depends on how much is going into the game. You know, I understand the need that lower players should be able to get a 4-star combine really easy, but I also understand that 50k Shaniks is a lot. So if they put more Shaniks into the game, then I agree with 50k. Fair enough. I like it. No problem. If they don't put no more Shaniks into the game, then I think it's quite poor. But we'll wait and see. Golden Lagoons are now in the Shannick store, which is a brilliant move. I think it's genius. 5,000 Shannick, which adds a temporary gold cover. We know what Golden Lagoons do. If you don't know what Golden Lagoons do, go and check out my Golden Lagoon power leveling video. Absolutely amazing way to power level if you are gonna buy bundles. But this now means you can buy total attack bundles and just buy some Golden Lagoons. Now I've been saving my Shannicks for the 5-star and mega part. I really don't think the 5-star mega part will come in Shannicks now with it being 50k. I really don't. I think it will be a leaderboard event. I really do, because of how much they value the 4-star. But I think that the Shannicks part, the Golden Lagoons, is amazing. 5,000 Shannicks. Because I was saving for that, I've got loads of Shannicks now. I can buy one of those every 2 weeks and save me buying the poorer bundles. So brilliant. Leader wants to put a 2 million event. Maybe, I don't know. Blast Wave has asked, do I think they'll change the 4-star price? I really don't. I don't think they will. I think they really do value it that high, sadly. I've given my feedback saying I think it's too high, and I will gladly tell them that in the playtest chat. But yeah, Winchester put a 3 million event. I doubt that. I think that's a bit too far. I think they pushed the boat out with 2 million, and not a lot of people liked it. I loved it, but I think the 3 million's too much. But I don't know. I really don't know, guys. If I knew, I would say, listen, I know, but I can't say. But I really don't know. I know as much as you guys. And this was kept quite quiet until today, until the stream, until the newsletter. So, yeah, wait and see. The build bots are available at 5,000 Shannicks. This is a great move from the Apes. And this came after we were in the playtest channel saying that it's too hard for lower down people to get build bots. We need to improve build times, lower levels. It's so poor. So we need to improve resources. We need to reduce research time or make the research slot more available, maybe more Zen, or reduce its cost. I don't know. But we need to make it easier for lower level players. Because I've seen Mirage Jake's account, and I started a new account up. Mirage Jake has quit his account. I've quit my second account, all because of stunting the growth of your bots and getting bored because they're stuck needing research. He has about 40 bots needing research. I probably had the same at a lower level. And it's frustrating when you've got so many bots waiting for research and you work it out and you think, you know what, if I can put one bot in every single time, as soon as that comes out, I'll put another one in. It's going to take me a year and a half. And people get bored and go, nah, I can't be bothered with this anymore. And those are the players going to keep it alive, the new players coming through and feeding the game. Not necessarily just spending, but keeping the competitiveness up. So I think that putting build bots in there, available, free to play without buying, is a brilliant move by the Apes. I'm all for it. Super pleased with that. And I really hope that we'll get more things in the Shannick store for lower down players. Maybe it's a lot of energy on an alloy, maybe, that you can buy. We don't want to stop people raiding. That's part of the game. We don't want to give everything through Shannicks. But, you know, if we can do something to, you know, boost lower level players and get them through those levels a bit faster, then I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Then we've got a tug of war event. So is the stream working all right for people? I think it's just loading on my end. Just try and refresh it. How's the stream doing, guys? Is it working all right? It's still loading on my end, which is a bit strange. Let's have a look. It's paused. Is the stream working for everyone still? Oh, fine. Okay, I'll carry on. It's not working my end. The connection has gone down, I think, but I'll carry on. Okay, cool. Okay, so yeah, we've got the tug of war event as well. So yeah, lovely tug of war events. Get loads of resources. So starting tomorrow, is it? Yeah, tomorrow. Triple alloy, triple energon, but the main thing is triple spark. And yeah, super pleased about that. Can't wait to get that spark. I've got shared loads of spark. So the last thing I need is more spark, but come ability 11 next year, then we'll definitely need it. And that'll be for a week up to Christmas Eve. Cool. There's a winter gift there. Make sure everyone claims it. And then obviously we've got an exploit in the game. I won't go through it, but basically they've increased the cost of character shards for 3 stars. And the 4-star sound wave rewards has now been fixed. So you get the correct amount of shards. Cool. I'm just going to try and load my chat back up again. So let's try and just turn it off and on from Wi-Fi. Really strange. It's working for everyone else, but not me. So in the meantime, that's the newsletter. We'll have a look at the defenses now. I might have to load the test server back up again because it's been so long. So where are we up to? So having a chat about the defenses. So we'll talk about the play testing first and the extent. So I said in the past that I wanted a counter for every single bot. And the idea behind that was to have variety in base design. And that was always my aim, to give more variety in the game. No other reason. It's not through purely selfish reasons. Maybe a bit it is. But I just wanted more variety in the game. I think that it's gone a bit stale in terms of base design and it needs more. And the playtest chat, basically, when these things came out, the EMP core stopped Silver from doing any damage at all. And if you look closely, there is a 6th core on my screen on my thumbnail, and we did have an anti-hack core. Now the problem with that is that starts to make bots irrelevant. That's the problem, and that's what we didn't want. We didn't want bots to become irrelevant. So we didn't want a silver ball. So here's the problem. If I'm attacking a base and a certain bot would not work, I will pick another bot. I will just pick another bot. I'm going to go with him now. I'm going to try that. Now, the problem with that is that I can do that. I'm quite at the point where I'm in a position where I can. But what happens to Joe Blogs, who has Star Saber leveled up to a high level, level 58? He doesn't have a lot of bots. He doesn't have a lot of good bots. But what he has got is leveled the most he can. And he relies on Star Saber. And all of a sudden, Star Saber is now irrelevant if people use these certain base design. And, you know, Joe Blogs then, he cannot do any war attacks. He's really struggling in wars at that setup. Whereas other people will succeed. Not from any fault of their own, just because he's chosen a certain bot to level. And I understand that. I get that. And we didn't want to make bots irrelevant. We didn't want to make, Silverbot irrelevant. We didn't want to make Star Saber, Elita. These are bots that people invested a lot of money and a lot of time. We didn't want to make these irrelevant. Blades, Perceptor, all these sort of bots. We didn't want to make them irrelevant. So we had a huge discussion on things, and everything has been changed and crawled and dragged back, and it's been absolutely crazy. And Vincent's put, does the force field core make reflect bots irrelevant? We'll go through that when we get in there. It's taken a long time to load. And the problem with the reflect thing, tracks thing is that the way it was, you can easily take out the reflect thing. You use tracks in high density areas. So you're not going to use tracks the other side of the map and the edge of the map. They're going to be right in the middle of the base. So they're going to be a lot easier to take out, especially at a low HP like 2,600. But with the EMP cores, you're going to put those right at the edge of the bases where people put the beams and the launchers. They're going to be out of the way. They're going to be hard to destroy that and to destroy the launchers because they're so far away with huge range. So I understand what you're saying. And the hack core, the problem with the anti-hack core was it did well against Blades, but Perceptor, it made totally irrelevant. He couldn't hack and do, he did 0 damage. Because Blades had damage, then, you know, he could easily still do better damage. Whereas for Perceptor, he was totally banished. He was totally ruined. So we couldn't allow that. We couldn't make it so someone's leveled a bot, especially a 5-star, and make it totally irrelevant. We couldn't. So we had to sort of make a choice on certain things. Personally, I would like to see all of them as cores. I'd like to see an anti-hack core. So you can make your beam laser anti-hack, but you'd have to take Cybertron charge off. What would you guys do? Would you keep Cybertron charge on? Would you put anti-hack on? I'm still a bit indecisive about that because Cybertron charge has a lot of damage, so it's really, you know, a good core. But when you hack that core, it does incredible amount of damage. So it was hard. Like I said, it was hard to balance, but we didn't want to make things irrelevant in the game. And we've gone away from that. And that's why Silverbolt got a cost increase. We didn't really want to make it, you know, impossible for guys with limited bots. And for the top guys, that wouldn't change. We would just level a new bot. We would just go, okay, I can't use that anymore. I'll just use this one. I'll go for that one as a 5-star. I'll get it within a few months and we'll level that one. But it's not fair for lower down guys. You understand that. So when people say that the playtesters only look after the top guys, we've actually dumbed this down a bit, HQ 17.5, to not be too hard for the lower guys, not to, you know, make them, you know, disillusioned with it. We want them to still want to play, want to be excited by it, not too hard. We can make Prime League trying our best to improve the game at all levels, not just our own. So, yeah. So, I've attached some cores. I can't even say the word attached. So I've got a plasma cannon there. We're going to have a little test against it. There it is there. And you can see the plasma cannon range there is quite considerable. Pretty much the same as a missile launcher. So that's got crazy range. If we switch to the laser gun, it's reduced. It's probably the same as a normal beam laser without the Cybertron charge. Compare, it's slightly smaller than a beam laser. Then we've got the minigun. So the minigun, just about the same size, but like I said, it doesn't cost anything to switch. Now, they did say in the stream that the problem is that when you go to war attack, you can't see what they've chosen. And I'm going to fight for that to be changed. I think that's really important. Someone's saying it's the sound's cutting out. We'll just try something a minute. There we go. Is the sound okay now? Does it sound better? I tend to get this every time I go onto the test server. I really do. Never happens on global server. No global server ever. Is it working yet? Okay, cool. Let's crack on then. Okay, so having a look at the, like I said, MDS, like I said, 3 different choices. I think that everyone will choose different. It's going to be interesting to see how people use it. Yeah, I like the idea of the minigun doing gas. It means everything else is more damage, but obviously you need more defenses around that. So pretty cool. We've got a Spider-Man up here. So you can see quite a range. It does say equip power core, but we can't equip power cores right now. And I believe that, yes, you can rush to it. It's still a structure, so don't put it in somewhere where you can rush to it. It's not the same as the other mines. but a decent range. So as soon as the bot gets into that range, it will start spawning spiders. And I'll just put it out there that it doesn't stop spawning spiders until you destroy the mine. So it can be an absolute nightmare. It really can. So put it somewhere out of the way where it's not going to get destroyed, but also put it somewhere it can't be rushed to. So, yeah. Someone's asking what would be my choice on the MDS. And I think this is a good thing. I don't know. I really don't know. And that's true. I'm torn. I want the glass gas, but I do want the extra damage, but I do want the range. And you can't have all three. So do you want the extra damage? Do you want the range? Or do you want it to do extra damage from other defenses? And I think it's a good balance there. I really do. I think we'll see a difference of all of them. I think it's a very good choice by the Apes to do something like this. I like the fact that you don't have to switch it and change it with resources. Really cool. And like I said, Winchester put minigun all the way. Don't just say, like, what I'm going off. I like the minigun version, but doesn't mean that the laser's not good. The laser does incredible damage. And maybe if you're struggling with minions, then I'd put a laser. Crazy. Victor's put, will the spider spawn when a combiner is out? We'll have a look at it. We'll do a few tests. If you've got any ideas, put them in the chat. If I can answer them, I will. If not, we can do a bit of test. That's what we're here for today. Leader One's put, does the MDS get cores? No, it doesn't, but I think that we may see HQ 18 than you may do. I think that's the idea behind this. We've got new things in later HQs. We can make things like put cores on and things like that, but you can't put cores on the MDS. You can't put cores on the spider mines. Cool. So there is the death pulse. So at level 15 gold, you get a 6.6 second EMP. So we've equipped it on there as well. The silver gets 5.2 when maxed. So I think my only worry about these is that everyone's going to equip them maybe. And I thought about that. Well, then you're going to miss out on everything else. You're going to miss out on a lot of damage. So if it's a time trap, you need to get through it quickly. So you could set it up as a time trap and put in all death pulse on. You could do. But then if you use red alert, then they're not going to get stunned. You could just spam red alert over and over again, and then they're going to do a lot less damage. So it's a counter for it. You can use something, counter it. Bossways put, do you think they're going to be Cybertron cores? No, I don't. I really don't think. I think this is it now. It's pretty much set. Vincent's asked, can I show the Force Still Billbot and see if Hotspot will still reflect? We'll look at the Billbot in a minute and we'll have a look at the description. Victor's asked, can a flyer do damage to Spider-Mine? Yeah. Spider-Mine's HP is 3,200, so you can have abilities to take that out if you want. Yes, you can. Williams asked if WSC skin cores are going to be in the Shannon store. I don't know. I don't think so. And Christian's put, yeah, you can one-shot it. You can, but you're wasting ability points on other things. So, this again, it's giving you a choice. Do you want to take that out or take something else out? No. Then we've got the cannons. So with middle one here, we've got high velocity shells. So it does 78% original damage, but there's 78% damage to everything in a line. So that's not just 78% to one target. It's 78% to multiple targets. Victor's put, will Star Saber's ability EMP stop the spiders? Again, we can try that. I'm not too sure. Maybe. Is it better than explosive shells? It all depends, because the high velocity shells go in a huge range. So it does this. If all the bots are clumped together in like a circle, say, then the explosive shells are maybe better. But the autocannon, once it fires one target, it goes through that target, hits the next target, anything in a line, just like in the raids. So it's got huge range. Then we've got the explosive shells. That's 68% at max. So it does more damage than the explosive shells as well. And then you've got obviously the attack core, which does extra damage. So, you've got a choice there between which one you want. Then we've got the build bots. Wherever put them, I can't find them now. Where's the build bots gone? What? I think the apes have took away my build box. What the hell is going on? I set them all up as well. What wanted them? Why they took my build box? What? I can't even buy any. That's ridiculous. I can't buy my build box. What the hell is going on? Thanks, Space Ape. I'll have to buy them all. Buzzing. I can buy them. Cool. Oh no, max level. So I can't even upgrade them. I gotta buy them and I can't upgrade them, and I can only buy on utility, isn't it? Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, well we'll show the cause regardless. This was glitching earlier as well, going really slow. So I will do my best. Apologies, it's out of my control. Someone in the chat earlier going, someone took my build bots away. And I thought, oh, he's just put them somewhere and buying them. But no, it looks like they took them away. It really does. What the hell? Took everything away. How can I do a stream about the new things, the new build bots, when I can't even show them? I'm trying to think of a way to show them now. So I'm going to do this a minute. If I go on here, go to upgrade, and then I can find the link somewhere. No, I can't even do that. Okay. It's hard for me to show, but what I can do is I can at least talk about them at least. So let's just get the notes up. So the zone heal is pretty much the same as the Prime League effects. Same sort of radius and same sort of distance that they cover. So yeah, the heal in an area, you're looking at maybe 4 defenses that they cover. The lightning rod, EMP reduction, again, it will be it's slightly less than my Cronus range. It's slightly less, for about 2/3, something like that. So a bit smaller. The lightning rod does EMP reduction, so it'll hurt, like I said, Saber and Lita, but it won't make them irrelevant. The damage still works, but it just means that when they hit the target, the defenses will still shoot at them. So if you do a Saber sack, he will die quicker, or if you use a Lita in some way, they will die a lot quicker. Force Field Disruptor has the same sort of area as the other two, so about 2/3, 3/4 of my Cronus. Now, the problem with it, I think it's quite poor, personally. I know people are worried about it, but I think it's quite poor. Because the area is so small, the area that it protects, you will pretty much destroy with any bot with flak or top shot anyway. It's only 2,600 health. So you really won't find it much use. And personally, I think they're going to increase its range. I think they should. But then you're going to put it at important parts where people will drop their bots to fight with combiners and things like that, choke points. But again, you've got to time that right with your outpost. You really have. So it can be quite hard. We've talked about Death Pulse. Like I said, I'm worried about people will use it for times out. But again, that if it's too overpowered, people they will reduce it. But if they reduce it, it will simply just be like the bot Death Pulse core, to the point where people just won't use it because it won't be useful. It's hard to balance it between being useful and not useful in terms of stun. Stun is so hard to balance. So yeah, I'm quite worried that if they do reduce it, it'll be irrelevant. I think right now it's a hard choice between that and other cores. So we'll see how it goes. But if I see people, not just me, but playtesters and the apes see people just putting Death Pulse on everything and people just timing out, they'll just reduce them. That's all they'll do, which is a shame, but that's what they'll do. Like I said about hack core, that has gone. I'm hearing that this may come back in January. We may release this as something different. It was a core for the build box. I said it should be a hack core for defenses, so you can protect against hack, but you have to put it on certain defenses. So you couldn't. If you could put Thunderstorm back in again. It makes Thunderstorm a lot more relevant. Then you can put anti-hack around the defenses. So when you use the hack core on the Shock Tower that has Thunderstorm, it won't do damage to the other cores because that Shock Tower is hacked, if that makes sense. I think that'd be good to bring back Thunderstorm but then you've got to put anti-hack on everything in that area. So I think it'd be a good playoff. I think it would. Like I said, buzzing, the anti-air has been increased. I think it's really cool. They've done that. We talked about Silverbolt increase. That was basically what we said was the problem with Silverbolt is that he was the best jet in the game by far. He has the longest range, the most damage, the cheapest cost. And that was a massive part of the playtesting and the argument why we should have a counter for Silverbolt. And there was arguments for and against, or discussions for and against, I should say. And so that's where we went with it. We thought, well, maybe a cost increase. And that led to an interesting discussion. So I'm going to put this in the chat for now. You guys have a bit of a what you think. We'll go from there. And then I'll give my views on it. So what do you think is better? Nerfs or counters? And I've got a feeling I know where everyone's going to go. And then I'm going to chirp in and put my views on both. So nerfs or counters? What would you rather have? Brian Tan put counters. Crusher counters. Silverbolt counters. Okay, yeah. Everyone's putting counters. Okay, I get that. Okay. So now, after that question, everyone's putting counters. Okay, so after that question now, think about your best bot in the game. How would you feel about your best bot that you rely on for wars being irrelevant so you can't use them anymore? Think of your one bot where you think, if there was one bot I would not want to lose, it is that bot. How would you like it if that bot became irrelevant? So if your top bot is Goldfire's damage was gone. He couldn't pop outposts. How would you like that? Star Saber with damage gone. Yeah, exactly. Furious. That's what counters do. Counters make specific bots irrelevant. So I'm going to ask a question again. What would you rather have? Say Star Saber, that's a bad example, but say Goldfire having a cost increase of just one, or Warpath, for example, yeah. So you rely on Warpath. Warpath becomes irrelevant, yeah. He shoots, everything heals. No point in using him. Exactly. You would have lost all the money you invented. So now, what would you rather have? A counter, which makes that bot irrelevant, or an increase in cost, say, at 1 point to make it harder to use? It's still a nerf. And you see where I'm going. It is so hard to choose. I see Crush Spot. I don't know. It is hard. Philip Martin's put only if everybody uses the counter. But if you've got a counter for every single bot, someone in your alliance will have a bot that's irrelevant. I'll guarantee that. And then everyone is going to use the counters for the most used bots. They're not going to use a counter for Mirage. They're not going to use a counter for Dust Up. They're going to use counters for Goldfire, for Star Saber, Elita, Warpath, healers. And so now you can see the people going, actually, maybe I'd like a nerf instead. So I'm not saying kill the bot, but sometimes, like Silverbolt, a cost increase, just adding one cost on to make them more expensive and harder to use, is better than a counter. And listen, I've been fighting for counters for a long time. And it was only because of the playtest discussion that I understand that, the nerf part. And you know what? Con Crushers put a good point. It's nerf or nothing. And that was a general consensus within the playtest chat that we can't have counters. We can't have counters that make bots irrelevant. It's not fair on lower players. So we had a choice between, slightly increasing costs or counters making bots irrelevant. Let's not have any counters at all. That was kind of the argument. Vincent's put, he's asking about the force field core. I was planning on showing it, like I said, but it's hard for me to show when they took the build box away, and I can't even equip the cores to try it out. So sadly, I can't try that out. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a few test battles now. We'll see how they go. I know it's the bit everyone's waiting for. So we're going to do a battle. I was going to put hotspot in and try that now. And sadly, we can't the build box. Energy highest put, yeah, to reduce the effectiveness of the strategy, but not eliminate it entirely. Well, I think that's what we've done in these latest ones. I think that's what we've done with these cores at the minute. We've made things hard to use, but not irrelevant. And I think it's very hard. At what point do you make a bot not effective and still effective? And that's the hard bit of balancing that you're never going to get right, because one bot will does 3.5k damage, one does 2.5k. If you half that, it can make one bot totally irrelevant. And it's how to balance one thing for every single bot in the game. That's where the problem lies. Is that, for example, putting an anti-hack core against Blades is probably good. You know, it works, you know, and Blades still does damage. But for Perceptor, it doesn't. And we tried giving Perceptor some sort of damage to the target that he hacks. But then why would you use that to get 2,000 damage when you can use another bot that does a lot more damage? But then giving him 4,000 damage was too much. And honestly, we literally wrecked our brains. But you got any ideas about, you know, counters without making bots irrelevant, then you are more than welcome to put them in the game ideas section of Discord. Send them to Space Ape. We've been throwing around loads of ideas, and one really good idea that I thought was really good was, rather than having these anti things like that, was to change it up a bit. And it was actually Sun Tzu that made this this suggestion, and I love the suggestion. Was, instead of having base design where you have 3 launchers, 3 beams, 5 cannons, 4 mortars, you've got the set amount of defenses. You can choose what defenses to have up to a maximum. So you can have 6 mortars if you like. You can have more mortars. You can have 5 beam lasers, say. You're not going to have 30 beam lasers, but say 5. But if you have 5 beam lasers, then you can have less of something else. People might get rid of all the turrets. But, you know, if you remove something, it means that you can't have something else. You could give a cost to everything, maybe. You know, and I think that's a really cool way to go. A really cool way to go is to make base design different for everyone. So I might choose a certain base design, but you know what? I'm going to have more missile launchers. I think they will be better. But you can one-shot them easier. You might have more shock towers because you can shoot them. You can't one-shot them, really. You can, but with top level bots. And I think that'd be really, really good. Victor's put, they should make cup ability cost 1 more. That will cause uproar because of Golden Lagoon leveling. I think that if they touch anything with Golden Lagoon video leveling, then it's going to cause absolute chaos. Engineer Poise has put 30 shock towers with EMP cores. You really are a trolling spree tonight, aren't you, Hoist? And you tell me to behave in your streams. So let's go into the battle and see how it goes. I'm hoping it doesn't glitch out, because we've had some problems with the server recently where it's been on a real slowdown. So we'll see how it goes. But at least you can see them in action in slow motion. Eh? Hoist, it happens sometimes. Blastwave asking, is the railgun most powerful? Is it powerful or most powerful? I don't know. Actually, it depends on, it's down to choice. So you can see there, there's a few glitches with this still. So we'll drop the box. And yeah, it's still on the go slow. But we'll see the high velocity shells in action at least. And there's the high velocity shells. You'll see it going through every single bot. You can see it there, just like the raids. It's going through every single bot. And yeah, I'm seeing exactly the same lag, guys. It's on the test server. It can't be helped. I'm hoping this doesn't come to the game tomorrow because it'll cause absolute chaos. But yeah. Let's post some minions over here. Try and get this spider mine to work. And you know what? It's not even like I've got a low level device here, guys. It's actually quite high level. But See the cannon there is shooting through those defenses. I want to try and get this Spider-Man popped. Okay. And there's Blaster. So we'll throw some minions over there. Where's Rhinox? He's on this side. We are going to get this Spider-Man to pop if it kills me. Spider-Man. There we go. Finally. It's hard to judge the sort of speed of it, really. With how slow it's been. But you can see it keeps spawning in Spider-Mines. You can see there that, look, it is targetable, look. So, yes, you can use the likes of Rhinox and stuff to target them. So, yes, you can target them like any other bots. So, yeah, more spiders, Crusher says. So, yeah, they might increase over time. There might be even a Brand League effect where it increases. But I really do apologise for the lag. I'll get onto Space Ape tomorrow, and we'll try and get something sorted out for the weekend to get a better idea of how it works. But you can see on the side here as well that when the Spider-Mines explode, they are causing loads of damage. Look at that. Can they be hacked? I'm not too sure. Where's Smokescreen? Where's he gone? He's over that side. Can he hit Spider-Man? Oh, yeah, he can hit it. Of course he can. He can hit anywhere. Spider-Man! Pew! I do love making that sound for Smokescreen. Spider-Man! Pew! Vincent's put in testing, is everyone using the healing build bot? It seems to be the best generally. It was hard. People did say that. Some people said, well, actually, I'm using a mixture. Other people were saying, well, I'm going to use this. So it was hard. I apologize for the... we'll try and use less bots. We'll see if just dropping 2 bots will improve that a bit. Wait, what? A healing build bot? Should have been here, Jamie. You should have been here earlier, bud. You can see there that it's not the stream because, look, the lag is working. There's no lag at all. There's no lag at all. No lag. Completely working fine. But as soon as you go into a battle, then it starts to lag. So let's take some stuff out a minute. Make some empty slots. See if that works. I will take blades in this time. I want to see if you can hack the Spider-Man, but I presume you've got to set it off first. We'll take Cup as well, just so we can jump and set everything off. If you can find Cup. Even a 3-star would do. Any Cup. There he is. Right the way down there. Take Laser Optimus off. We'll keep Rhinox on. We'll take Jetfire off. We know we can one-shot stuff and all that. We'll take Blaster off. We don't need that. We'll start with 3 bots. See how they go. William Wilkinson put about the game after playing for about 20 minutes, the battery dies. That's not right. If that's the case, then I think there's something wrong with your phone. I really do. Okay, so we've got explosive mines over there. So that's a bit better, I think. We'll use Cup over here. We'll bring him back. There's a Spider-Man there. Let's try hacking it. And no, you cannot hack it. You can destroy it. You can't hack it. And the MDS is doing no damage either. So there's a few glitches on the test server that we need to address. These were actually working. It was a bit glitchy and a bit slow. But it's hard to show these new ones when they've done an update now and it's just all of a sudden started doing some strange things. Yes, Crusher, RIP. It's an absolute shame. I'm a bit fuming. I'm not going to lie. Because these were working the other day. And all of a sudden, because they took the build bots away, they've done something to it. And all of a sudden now it's not working. So no build bots and no MDFs. Brilliant. Brilliant. Well, the idea was to do extensive playtest battles. So what we'll try and do is I'll speak to the apes tomorrow. We'll try and get some upgrades done. And we'll try and do some battles tomorrow if we can get it upgraded in time. If not, we will do a stream over a weekend. As soon as I can get this, then I will get the information to you guys as fast as I can. And later ones put, yeah, there's always next week's stream. Yeah, but it shouldn't have to wait till next week. You know, most of the defenses will be out by this weekend. So Blastways put, they think they're changing the build bots. I don't know. They are making some last minute changes. And yes, Vincent, the cores do come out tomorrow. So the cores will be out tomorrow. The new defenses will be out tomorrow. And we will, like I said, I'll speak to the apes and I'll try and get everything sorted. I'll say, listen, go and check my stream out. Subscribe, obviously. Go and check my stream out and look what happened the other night. Because you can see there, it's not the stream. It's not laggy on my end now. It's working fine. It's working perfect. So it's just when you go into that battle, it's just, I think it's just, there's so much going on that it's just lagging. And it's not even like I've got a poor device either. It's not even like it's a device. So I don't know. Victor's put, what about the raids? I think they will be able to show them in next week's stream, hopefully. Because the raids are live now, so we may be able to see them. I'll go into raids, we'll change accounts and we'll have a look. And I can see Grind Time's putting crystal opening tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow we will be doing a crystal opening stream. And we will be doing a bit of competition. And with that, we are going to do a competition today. So what we're going to do, before I show my global account, I'm going to ask a question. So we're going to do a question today. And the first three correct answers will get a Sunstreaker Wozza code. And then I'm also going to do a question in Discord as well, which will be about tonight's stream. The question I was going to ask was obviously part of the battle, which we could hardly even see. So, yeah, we ain't going to do that question. We'll do something else. So, yeah, you've got a chance tonight to win one of 3 Sunstreaker Wozza stash crystals. And then if you're in Discord, you've got another chance to win one of 3 as well. I just want to put it out there as well that we've been fighting for a change in the content creator crystals. And I'm glad to announce that we have removed the boost from the Sunstreaker Wozza stash crystals. And so the crystals will soon contain Prems, Spark, Combat Spark, Combiner Spark, and there's something I'm missing. Is that it? I think. Prems, Combat Spark, Combiner Spark, and Normal Spark. Yeah, that's it. There's no more boosts. But there's a bit of a glitch with them at the minute where there's only Spark or Prems in the codes right now. So that's what's in them right now. I'll be doing, so the giveaways today will only contain Prems and Spark, but then over the next few weeks, that should be sorted and we'll have Combat Spark and Combiner Spark. Up to 10k Combiner Spark, up to 10k Combat Spark, 10k in Spark, and up to 10,000 Prem Shards. So, yeah, as NJ Hoy's put, basically a total Spark Crystal with premium shards. So, yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so question time. So, the first 3 answers in the chat. Are we ready for trivia? Okay, first 3 correct answers. So, it doesn't matter if you're spamming it, it won't make a difference because if you get it right, you get it right. If you don't, it's not going to win. So this is a trivia question today. It's not about my account. It's going to test your Transformers knowledge. So obviously Raids, Fortress Maximus has been announced. But what transformer makes the head of Fortress Maximus? Not the human. Which transformer makes the head of Fortress Maximus? I'm going to choose the first 3 people on my screen, guys. We've got 2. We've got 3. Boom! As quick as that. That was super quick. No time to even Google. And we've got Sharksy, we've got Berserk, and JC Mees. So congratulations to you 3. That was super quick. I thought maybe 1 or 2 might get it right quick, but that was really quick. And if you guys contact me on Discord or online, Sunstreaker Wozza, and I will give you your code. Thanks you for taking part. So yeah, don't worry if you haven't won. Yeah, just what I didn't get a chance to type. They was quick. That was super quick. But don't worry, guys. If you've not had a chance to win, come and join the Discord server, and you will get another chance to win. The Discord ones I do make a bit easier as well because they are multiple choice. You get a bit of time, and usually, if you watch the stream, you've got a bit of inside knowledge to help you. Cool. So let's go into our normal accounts. They were quick, I've got to say. But yeah, that is literally my favorite episode of all Transformers episodes. So I am super pumped for Fort Max. Show the Shannons with raids. Raids are not on the server. I'd have to get them set up to show them. The server, like I said, it's just there for testing bots, really. It's nothing else. So, yeah. I can't show raids, sadly. Reckon Rules put, when are the new Titans coming? They said, well, I think they're coming in a few weeks. They said something about being live now, but I'm pretty sure they're not. Last time I looked, they're not in the raids. So they have got some more work to do. I presume that we're going to balance them as well. We literally heard about them today. It was kept super quiet, secret almost. So I presume that we'll be balancing them in January. Winchester's put they need to increase the reload time, mortars and autocannons because they're too slow. Well, the new Prime League effects make them double as quick, mortars. But they do a lot of damage, though, mortars. Mortars, obviously, AoE damage and cannons damage more than people realize. So obviously, speeding them up will mean more damage. Or do you speed them up and do less damage? So they're not too bad as they are. You can always increase them by, add an attack onto them. So that's your choice, yeah. Victory's put, do I think there'll be an update when we'll be able to make a Decepticon base? If you're out about, no. I really don't think you will be able to. No. Victory's put, when is Unicron coming? I don't think he will. I think that Titans are so big as it is that I don't think we will. I really don't in some way. JC Mays has put, with new buildings on the canvas, do you think they will increase the base amount of ability points? No. I think there's probably too many as there is. I'll be honest with you. They did mention in stream, though, that they did mention that Billbots will give 1 ability point back. So you're going to get an extra 5 anyway during the battle. So, yeah, a huge, that's a huge deal to get 1 ability point back. So whatever points you use for destroying Billbots, take 1 off to get 1 back. So I think that's a big deal. We've got a bot out of the cooker. Boom. Elite 1 is now out. And I think we need some more Energon to put the next one in. Inventory. We used a bit of Energon. That's enough, I think. I hope so. Let's put Jetfire in now. And Jetfire is on the upgrade. So once Jetfire and Sandstorm, everyone but Skyburst will be above level 60. We've got Prowl 61. We've got Elite 61. We've got Ratchet 64. Sludge 61. Blade 64. Goldfire 65. Blaster 64, Cheetor 64. Cool. In the cooker. What is a good combat bot to give to Skyburst? I think the problem with Skyburst is you need to decide whether you'd like her spread of her attack or not, and that's the decision you need to make. If you like her spread as it is, then don't equip a combat bot. Maybe flak only. If you bother about changing her attack, then you can put any on really. It's good because she does decent damage, so any combat will work. But keep it in mind that once you equip that combat, it changes her attack. So that spread, you will get good damage, which you get from Skyburst, but it takes that spread away. So just keep that in mind. So tomorrow, once all the cores are out, we're going to be popping some crystals. So we've got a silver core there. We don't bother about that. We've got 70 prems. We've got a couple of gold chips. We've got 30 strafe crystals, 20 nose cone crystals, 9 4-star crystals. We've got some more prems there as well. We've got another 6 there. So we'll have quite a few. I'm thinking by weekend, we might even have an extra 4-star as well. So we may do it tomorrow or Friday and get an extra 4-star out of it and do 10 4-stars. I don't know. I'll probably do it tomorrow. So I don't think I'm waiting any longer. I really don't. Also, we've got some G metal cores. We've got to pull the building cores and try and get some good cores. So we've got a lot of cores to pull, a lot of crystals, and that means that we'll have another 5-star crystal. So we could go with a recent batch. We've got Blades and Jetfire, which are 2 decent bots. We've got Laser Optimus and Smokescreen that I would quite like. Rhinox, then I'm not too sure about Rhinox yet. We've got Rustus, Hotspot, and First Aid. First Aid is the only 4-star in my team that I can get as a 5-star. The only 4-stars I've got are Rook, which has no 5-star, Trax, which has no 5-star, and then First Aid. So part of me does want First Aid, but I do want to go down to 1 healer eventually, and I think that First Aid will probably be the one that gets dropped. Or do a drop. Ratchet 64, it's hard to drop a level 64 5-star. And yeah, Leader 1 and Crusher's putting Rhinox is good. I'm not too sure. I just don't think he'd fit in my team. If you look at my war team, which is Goldfire, which is Sacrifice bot, but then he has Vector on. After that, I've got Rook, Blaster, Rook, Blaster, Blades, Cheetor. So none of the bots go away from the team. It's a walk team. You want to keep all the bots together. So I don't like Alita for the same reason. I don't like Rhinox, Hotspot. I don't like any bot that rush in personally. So I'm not too sure that Rhinox would go in my team. This is why I don't want to pull from this batch as well, because it has Hotspot in as well. Legacy 5. I haven't got any from Legacy 5. And Leader 1, again, just pull them all. It's all well and good. We're not all got the 5-star bots that you have, though. I'd probably like Warpath from this batch. I think he'd be quite good. I don't use him at all. Snarl would be good, but I'm not going to take Amalgamus off Cheetor, so he wouldn't be a good pick. Bottomus Prime, not for the way I attack. I don't think he'd be that good, really. I'm not saying he's not a good bot, just not for my team. RC will not replace Rook, and Perceptor's not as good as Blade. So, other than Warpath, there's no one in that batch that I really want. Batch 3, I've got to pick it a bunch for me, Cheetor. I've got Jetfire, so I don't need Firefly. Jazz can't really one-shot, so I don't want Jazz. I don't like Ultra Magnus' pathing. He walks off. Springer's decent. I don't mind Springer, but not great. Legacy 2. This is the one that I'm a bit maybe about. Drift rushes off. I'm not too keen. But Optimus Prime is a great bot. Great keeping bots together. Another 5-star healer would be good. Would it replace First Aid? Maybe. But I do like First Aid's ability. And Windblade is good for some bases to do sacrifices. And a very good power leveling bot and a very good Zen bot as well. So Some good ones there. And then in 1, we've also got Silbolt, which is great. We've also got No, which is amazing. And then I've got a feeling that Sunstreaker will get a ability 11, a decent ability 11 soon. Just because he's a 5-star. He's been forgotten quite a bit. And he was one of the original bots to come out. And I think that ability 11 will make him a bit better. I think a lot of people have got him at a high level. And I think that Sunstreaker will get a good buff with ability 11 if you're willing to take him there. But it needs to be right up there. So Silverbolt and No, really. But it's hard. It's really hard for this 5-star batch. It's really hard where to pull from. I'm not too sure myself. Literally, every batch has like one bot that I don't want. I don't want Hot Rod in this batch at all, or Grimlock. Probably 2 bots in that one I don't want. I really don't want them to. I really don't want Drift. I'm not too bothered about Wheeljack. So 50-50 chance. I don't want any of that. Springer maybe 1 in 4, not a good chance. Warpath 1 in 5, not a good chance. Batch 6, 1 in 3. I don't really want Rust Dust either. Grimlock about 11 sets on fire online when he runs. No, he does damage at the end target. So when he runs, when he gets to the end target, he does like a sort of elite of explosion. If you use Grimlock at ability 11, 5-star with Inferno, it is devastating. It's pretty much like the old Inferno Stomp. So very good, but it's hard to get into ability 11 as a 5-star as well. So very good bot. And in the current batch. But I don't know. I don't know. Will Rhinox replace my 4-star Rook? I'm not too sure. The problem being is that I like Rook for his hollow because you're able to pop outposts that you might miss with Goldfire. It works for the strategy. My team now is very well balanced. Smoke is amazing, Leader 1 says. Yeah, I agree. I've actually got his G1 core as well. In G Metal. So yeah, I would like Smokescreen. Laser Optimus would replace Rook. I'd like to say yeah, and have all 5-stars on my team, but for me, Rook is such a great bot for what he does. Heads or tails? Heads is base 1, tails is base 7. I don't know. I've got to sleep on it. I got to have a think. Like I said, on the last one, I sort of let my Discord decide because we're really bothered really who I got. I'm glad I got Jetfire now with the MDS being over 6k damage. I think I need Jetfire to be able to take them out. But Smokescreen would be good. But who will he replace? Would Smokescreen replace Blades? I don't know about that. Would he replace Cheeto? I'm not too sure about that either. Would he replace with my healers? Maybe. Leader 1 replace Warpath with Smokescreen. Been riding Warpath into the dirt. Maybe. Well, I do apologise, like I said, for the poor quality of stream when doing the test server. I will speak to the apes and try and get it sorted. But yeah. Berserk's put, shouldn't you have 2 viable war teams? No. It's so hard to get bots to level 64, 65 that trying to get 16 bots to that level is crazy. I still haven't now. I still only got, my war team. Well, I'll look at the war team now.
Autobots, roll out.
Let's have a look. Grind transport, it isn't that hard. It is. I'll tell you what in grind time, the 8 bots that you use in wars, you can't use them one. We're against DJD in a war, which is a hard war. Okay, grind time, you can't use the normal 8 bots that you use. You have to use a different 8. Is that a deal? I doubt it'll go for it. But yeah, if you want them all 65. But to be honest with you, though, you need to have them at that standard for top level wars, or at least high 65 really, to be able to do so well against, especially new defenses. But yeah, you can see that that's my team. Tracks, maybe. I know it's crazy, but yeah. I would like to take tracks out, really, especially with two healers. Do I really need tracks? I only use his ability when I'm fighting combiners. So if I put smokescreen in there and take some of them combiners or defenses out, then maybe. Maybe. James put SA makes it damn near impossible to win events when we get attacked every 4 to 6 hours weekly or daily during events. That's hard to complete events. I don't think it's hard to complete events because you get attacked. It's hard to upgrade your base, which I agree. I agree that you probably lower guys get attacked too much, and that's where we need more resources going into inventory as well. But yeah. You replace tracks with blades. I've got blades already, so yeah, maybe smoke screen. Yeah, exactly, Berserk. I've got Goldfire that pops outposts. I've got Blaster that can pop outposts. I've got Rook that can pop outposts. And then I've basically got Cheeto and Blade that kills outposts and kills defenses. So Tracks protects them, but I've also got two healers. So I could maybe drop a healer. I could maybe drop Tracks and especially put Smoke Screen in there. But yeah, I don't know. Kenny's put he gets hit every 5 hours. Yeah, like I said, we do realise that, guys. We do realise it's harder for lower guys. We honestly do. And we are working to sort of try and improve that in some way by being more resources or increase or reducing upgrade times in some way. We are trying. It's not been decided yet. It's hard to balance it between giving lower guys, an edge and improving it. Then on the flip side, we've also got to keep the game healthy and not make it too easy for people. People still need to raid and do events to get resources, but I think it's a bit unfair that people get attacked so much and have to grind so much to get really poor resources. Grind Time came up with a good idea, actually. He said that what you should have is a minimum amount of energy and alloy per zone. So when you attack, you are guaranteed. Because I can do an attack in the highest zone and get 500,000 energy and energy and alloy, which sounds a lot, 500,000 maybe. But when you're trying to get 10 million, that's 20 attacks. It can be a bit monotonous. So, but the problem is, if you do that, say in zone 12, you get, say, 500,000 or a million, say, in zone 12, guaranteed, and you win that base. Where's that million come from if the person hasn't got a million energy on? And we had a discussion about this, and Grind Time's got a point, but in an economy, that's like saying, why can't we just make when you go to the shop, everyone charges the same amount, and you can just go and get a Mars bar for X amount? Because different people have different prices, and you have to pay that money. Why can't we just get everything for free? Well, then there has to be an exchange. And as Grind Time put, it's all made up. Yeah, but there has to be an exchange. Everything has to have a value in these games. So, you have so much money, you give them that with the promise of them returning that money for a certain product. That's how it's a trade. And it's hard to do that in an economy when you have a set amount. But I also agree that it's too low. The value to cost ratio is too high, though. What do you mean by the value to cost? I'm not sure what you mean by the value to cost ratio. Do you mean that people can take too much? Because personally, in the top zones, it's not enough. 500,000 is not enough. So, yeah. Kenny's put, you pay for 5 billbots and you'll soon be able to buy them with Shannix. Yeah, but you got to think that for Shannix, it takes 5,000 Shannix. So to get the other, is it 2 or 3 billbots? That is going to be 15,000 Shannon. It's going to take you 15 weeks. So how long have you had them billbots for? How long have you used them for? What advantage have you had? And they've got to wait 15 weeks. Those billbots will still be able to buy, and you can choose whether to buy them or not to be quicker. It's quicker buying them. But don't forget as well, you do get other things. And I'm pretty sure you don't just buy the billbot unless you bought it for the coins. Always buy the billbot bundle, guys. Don't buy the coins. But yeah. But you know what? in that sort of sense, you've got to think that people are getting 5 stars easier than when I got them. People are getting 4 stars easier than when I got them. I'm fine with that. I am perfectly fine with people catching me up. We talk about catch-up mechanics in the playtest chat a lot. And the catch-up mechanics are to slow the top players down and bring more players in. There's never been so much competition at the top end of the game as there is now. And it's good for the game to increase competition. And it gets a bit boring for the top guys, but increasing top competition makes it a bit more worthwhile. So, you've got to think that, giving new players a bit of lease of life and a bit of the edge to catch people up, increase competition, keeps the game healthy. The more players we've got, the better. This game will not die because a few top players quit the game because they're a bit bored. The game will die because people stop downloading the game and stop using it. That's where it will stop. It does need spenders, but also needs lower down players to keep the game healthy. And we need something to entice people to speed them up, whether it's giving them build bots, reducing build times, whether it's increasing energy on, giving them a second slot, making, who knows, there's loads of options. And again, if you've got something that you think will improve the game at lower levels, send them to me on Discord, say, hey, I've got an idea for the game. I always read through them. Some ideas, it's hard because some ideas I look at and go, that would never work. And sometimes it's a good idea, but again, I'm like, that's not going to work, sadly. Sometimes I look and go, well, that's ridiculous. Like, you get sometimes people saying, why can't we get a free 5-star in a 10,000 point event? That ain't going to happen. You're not going to get a 5-star in a 10,000 point event ever, unless the game's closing down or something stupid. Not going to happen. But someone has a clever, good idea going, why don't we have 2 research slots, but when you purchase the other one, the second one with Zen, that becomes a 3rd. So you get 2, but you get a 3rd with a Zen. So that'll speed it up for everyone. Those that have bought that second research slot will get 3 research slots. Those that have only got 1 will suddenly get 2. Personally, I think that's a good idea. Do people really coin bots at a lower level? I don't think they really do. So it's not going to cost space of any money, but keep the build times at the top, at level 50 and 60, the same. And that's where people will probably coin. Those people get them high level bots. So it brings those low level bots up and makes people stronger from a lower level and makes the high level guys slow down a bit. And that's the idea. Slow the top guys down a bit, speed up the bottom guys, increase competition, increase the amount of people playing the game. And I think it could be really cool. Berserk, yeah, also encourage people to maybe level in an alternate faction. Maybe. Like I said, there's loads of ways. I'm not saying that what I've suggested there is the right way. I said that there should be counters for everything. It's only after talking with other people and getting their sort of view on things where I'm like, you know what? You've actually got a point there. No one can be that stubborn to say I am right 100% of the time. If I think I am right, I will argue till the ends of the world. And people that really know me know that I am like that. I am argumentative if I think I am right. But if I listen to someone's opinion and they've got a good opinion and it changes my mind, I'm not going to be that stubborn that I'm going, well, no, I'm sticking to my guns. I'm like, you know what? You've got a point there. This I agree with, that I don't. Let's agree to disagree on this. But yeah. The biggest bottleneck in the game is leveling bots. I agree, Berserk. I totally agree. 100 million %. And I think that all playtesters said that as well. So these are sort of things that the playtesters push for. We don't just test the new bots out and go, yeah, those new bots need this, need that. Cheers. We have conversations and discussions every day. It's probably one of the most active chats that I'm in. And yeah, we spend so much time in there, just trying to make the game right and trying to make the game balanced. And, I don't do it for thanks. I just want it so we've got a good game to play for years upon years. If I can make the game, look at it from a purely selfish point of view, if I can make this game relevant for everyone and this game keeps going for years and years, my investment in the game is going to be there for years and years. The last thing I want is this game to close down. That's the last thing I want. We want to keep it good and fun and relevant for every single person, whether you're a HQ1 or a HQ 17.5 by tomorrow. Right, we'll end the stream there, guys. Like I said, we are going to do a stream tomorrow with a crystal opening. And we'll probably do a stream at weekend when I try and get the test server sorted. I'm going to go and kick some Space 8 bot now and get them say, hey, why are you taking my build bots away? What is going down? So yeah, I will get that sorted hopefully. Questions put what time was the same time as today? I think it'll be a bit earlier. I think it all depends. Totally off subject. In England, the tier systems, which I don't want to get into politics too much, but we have a tier system of lockdown, and we are currently in tier 3. If we go to tier 2, I am back at work tomorrow, so it will be a late stream. If we stay in tier 3 for over Christmas, it means I'm off work. Yay! And it means that I can stay at home. I can do the stream at an earlier time, maybe. But I will literally not find out until 12 o'clock tomorrow. Once we get to 12 o'clock tomorrow, I will know what time. I will post what time the stream will be. So if you are subscribed to the channel, you'll get a notification saying Wozza is going to be live at a certain time. Look out for that. So make sure you are subscribed, guys, so you get notifications of when I'm doing my big crystal opening tomorrow. Cannot wait. And yes, I'm sure it's on a few people's minds. Yes, Mirage Jake will be opening my crystals. I would never open a 5-star without the look of Mirage Jake ever. All right, well, thanks for watching to everyone. Make sure you subscribe, guys. Make sure you put a like on the video. Come and join my Discord channel. It's really good for a lot of information. I appreciate everyone for watching. I appreciate everyone keeping by, even though the stream was quite poor in terms of showing the new defenses, but we will work on that and try and get it sorted for maybe tomorrow or over the weekend. And I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. And as always, peace out.